Creating a digital classroom. The teacher will learn specific strategies to orchestrate the activities in the classroom environment using technology resources that make this process more efficient. Learn ways to use tools including interactive whiteboards, handling assignments in a digital environment without paper, and collecting work from students through an online classroom community. And I am all about not reinventing the wheel. We don't have time. And so if I'm thinking about how I could better utilize my interactive whiteboard, I went out to the Smart Exchange. Now, you might have a Promethean board, and then you would go out to Promethean Planet or Eno or Mimeo or whatever you have. The provider, they most have websites that other teacher can upload things and then you can download them so you don't have to start from scratch. So this was my first stop thinking about classroom management and an interactive whiteboard. The key with the interactive whiteboard, you don't have to be the only one to touch it. Let the students do that. And I want to show you some brilliant teachers that have come before me that have contributed to some classroom management strategies. Now this teacher has one time put everybody's name in these little green shapes, and then he or she reuses them over and over in all different things. So this happens to be the seating chart. Drag, 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 move everybody around, and you can put them into different configurations. Now we're going to go into some centers. So there they are, the green things with the kids' names on them. You can go ahead and just drag them over to the center. So I'm all about saving times, be more efficient, things like that. So those one time that she had put those names in there, now we're just going to use them over and over and over. So now, who's in the red, yellow, green? If you teach at the high school level, you might not know this little strategy. This is a behavior management strategy, and you don't ever want to get in the red area. That's the goal. But it's a strategy, and if somebody does need to move to the yellow or the red, it's drag the name. Here's some classroom jobs, so we can go ahead and assign them to the different students, again, by dragging them. Who's going for school lunch? Who has a bag lunch? Does anyone have a note for the teacher? So all of these can be queued up on the board, and then when students come in the room, they know to go ahead and do this. It's that part of the routine, because that's the key, is when it's so streamlined, this is what we do every single day. That's what we want to help students understand that. This is the timer feature, and all of the interactive whiteboards have at least one type of timer, and so you can go ahead and set the timer to keep students focused on what needs to be done next or whatever the case may be. So it helps with transition time. This one, if they, I don't forget the old Jolly Ranchers, this is the healthy, if they earn a snack, they can go ahead and drag for good behavior. This is the teacher is using this for positive behavior. So they get a strawberry when their group behaved. Oh, now this one I captured across the top. That is called the scroll bar. So you could have your agenda, you could have anything up, but that actually is like a ticker. It goes right across the slides to remind students that what's coming up. And so that's called the ticker. Oh, the scroll, excuse me. It's like a ticker. Now this person has a class behavior chart, and similar to the red, yellow, green light, you kind of do the same thing here, but again, you only type those kids' names one time. And you turn it in, everybody's working well, first warning, second warning, or a call or email. So kind of the same thing, just a different way to organize it. Again, you make this one time, then every year all you have to do is add the new students' names. You keep the same process, so you don't reinvent the wheel. We don't have time. This is funny. This is the random group generator. One time you add the names, and then you can go ahead and pick how many groups, and it's all randomly generated. Again, this is a feature that's built right into the interactive whiteboard in the gallery part. It's probably part of the interactive features. So in the gallery, you've got lots of dynamic content, some of the other sites call that. Simple things like the calendar, and you can have all different backgrounds and things like that. You make it once, modify it, and then you can go ahead and use it all from now until forever. Okay, another way to work with students is using Google Drive. We've hit it in all different modules, but one of the things that I want you to think about when creating a digital classroom is reducing paper. That's one of the biggest things that we can do, not only for the environment, but for your back, so you're not lugging the book bag back and forth to school. So you might want to think about using Google Drive, and you can go ahead and make folders within Google Drive. Be careful with the folders. If you set permissions that everybody in the class can see and share, it's back to the sharing part, the permissions part. If you set it that everybody can share, you might have students that are getting in and working on other people's projects. So just moment of caution. Make sure when you share your documents that you know who you're sharing your document with. It's my warning. All right, this is what I use. I could not teach without this platform. And this is the platform that I use so nobody can hand me anything on paper. No paper. You actually fail my face-to-face classes if you attempt to give me anything on paper. So this is what I use. I have my username, I log in, and then I bring my students in one time, and this becomes our classroom communication portal, if you want to call it that. What I can do in my class, I can go ahead and set up. If I was one of those super organized teachers, I would have everything laid out for the year. But what you can do is you can go ahead and upload as many assignments as you want, and then you can hide them until you get to that unit or whatever, so that you don't have this huge list. That's pretty daunting when you look at that. But I can make the assignment. I could give students something, maybe a document I'd like them to finish, maybe a compare and contrast or something. If I did that in Microsoft Word or in Google Docs, I attach it to the assignment. Students do it on their technology, whatever they have, and upload it back. No paper exchanged, but I immediately can see their assignment that they've worked on. This is what an assignment looks like. In this case, you can see my book there in the middle. In this case, I've embedded a video lesson right in there. And so students can click on the video and then do whatever the assignment is if I've asked them to do an assignment. So it's so much more efficient than back in the day when I would lug that paper all home and then bring it back to school. This is just another way that we can streamline and do a better job of managing the classroom and the information flow. The other great part about this too is it doesn't all have to be done in school. Students might be working on an assignment at 10 o'clock at night. They can submit it right there. No more lost homework, no more flash drives, no more all that stuff. You know what I'm saying. This is another site I use a lot, Today's Meet. We've had another module where we talk about Today's Meet in the use of a back channel. But in this case, you might just want to quickly get students to a specific link or something like that. A lot of times I will use Today's Meet to hand out something. If we're not in the Schooltown environment, I'll go ahead and use this. I had a principal I spoke with that wanted to collect some key notes about where they wanted to move ahead in technology, and they decided to use Today's Meet to actively engage the committee that was making the decisions. Lots of ways you can use this. And the great part about Today's Meet, no login, no password, no setup. You just make the room and give that address to your teachers or your students, whoever you're working with, and then they can come into your Today's Meet environment. There, I couldn't believe this. I almost was lost. I have to be careful on Pinterest. I have to set a timer because I tend to spend a lot of time once again. Oh, look at that, and I am clicking all around. But I'm telling you, if you need ideas to create a digital classroom, you need classroom management ideas. Pinterest is packed full. I would definitely say more in the elementary classroom management things, but there you look around and there's people, they're just so creative. I would never have thought of half the things I saw today, and just by clicking around, and then then I followed some. I put some on my board, and then I had to actually stop myself because there's just so much there. So Pinterest, they just make sure you visit that for ideas. And there are talented teachers everywhere. I found her blog by clicking on something from Pinterest, and then it went right back. When I clicked another level, it came right back to her blog. And her blog is just full of resources. Again, I kind of lost time as I was looking around at her great resources. There's so much up there. Don't reinvent the wheel. Dream what you want. We can find it for you. Also, planning, organizing. Look how nice that looks. One of your other modules is about using Google Calendar to do something very similar. But I looked at that and I thought, this looks really, really good. And the free trial, I was thinking, I don't really want to do the free trial and invest a lot of energy. So I started to look at the pricing, and it's not that bad. There is a free part, and you can see, just like almost all the other things that I've been sharing with you, that there's some good free stuff, but for $25 a year, maybe you want to upgrade to premium. So it's one of those things you kind of have to say, do I like this? And there's not just one out there. Here is another one. Visually, that looks more like Outlook to me, but that is a solution, and I think the price was different. Yes, it is $12 a year. So you might, if you want to kind of get into this, you might have maybe one grade level, look at one, and maybe one look at another, and then kind of compare and contrast to see what features that you might not have in the different versions. So the whole key is digital. Go digital anytime you can. Forget the paper. We've got to break away from that bad habit, because we want to get kids college and career ready. They need to learn how all these different tools and how to move seamlessly between each of these tools. So this is just obviously a fraction of creating a digital classroom. There's so much more. We want to be thinking about how do we manage and how do we streamline the classroom management. Thanks.